Om. 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 Sahana bhavatu. Sahanau bhunaktu. Sah viryam karavavahai. Tejasvinavadhetamastu. Ma vidvishavahai. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Sahiram, everyone. Just to recollect where we are in our study of the chapter of Sankhya Yoga from the Bhagavad Gita, which is the second chapter. We have so far studied about 16 verses. In the first few verses, uh, Krishna tells, actually, first two verses, Krishna tells Arjuna to wake up from his ignorance, a state of tamas. And then Arjuna tells Sri Krishna the reasons why he feels so downcast. And he also surrenders to Sri Krishna, telling him that Sri Krishna has to guide him. And then Sri Krishna takes upon himself from the 11th verse onwards to teach Arjuna the real nature of Atman. And we have studied so far a few 6 verses where Sri Krishna is talking about it. He tells Arjuna that there was no time when either Krishna or Arjuna were not existing. There will not be any time when they will not exist. And then he talks about all the experiences which we have are related to our senses contacting the external worldly objects. And the last verse which we saw was the one who has seen the principle, the Tattva Darshina. They are not affected by any of these. And Krishna also tells Arjuna that he should practice titiksha, which is to face everything endure everything with sense of calm and unaffectedness. So we are going to look at the 17th verse today. I will not be able to take any questions during the session. Till we go through and complete whatever I have prepared. After that, I may be able to take your questions. I'm pre-recording it because I may not be able to do it live. That's the reason. But I will be able to take some questions most probably at the end of the session. Okay, so we will start. Avinashi tu tadvidhi yena sarvamidam tatam vinasham avyayasyasya na kaschit kartum arhati. Avinashi tu tadvidhi yena sarvamidam tatam vinasham avyayasyasya na kaschit kartum arhati. Avinashi tu tadvidhi yena sarvamidam tatam vinasham avyayasyasya na kaschit kartum arhati. Let's first look at some pronunciation aspects. Avinashi tu these two words don't have any aspirated consonants. Tadvidhi, in the tadvidhi, the last letter, in the idhi, it is an aspirated consonant. It's the fourth letter in the ta class of consonants. So pay attention. Tadvidhi. Yena sarvamidam tatam, there are no aspirated consonants. Vinashamavyayasyasya, no aspirate consonants, and na kaschit kartum arhati, also the same. So except idhi, there is no other aspirated consonants. So it should be reasonably simpler if you practice to be able to recite this. We look at sandhi splits. Avinashi tu tad vidhi. Avinashi tu, there are no sandhi related changes. Tad vidhi, in that it's made up of two words, tad and vidhi. Yena sarvam idam. In the word sarvam idam are the two individual words. The and e join together make the sound me. So sarvam idam, it becomes sarvam idam becomes sarvamidam. Tatam, it stands alone. The next word, vinasham avyayasya, has three words, vinasham, avyayasya, and asya. And a becomes ma, so it becomes vinasham avyayasya. And avyavasya and asya become avyayasyasya. Okay, the ya and a join to make a longer ya. Avyayasyasya. Na stands alone. Kaschit kartum arhati comprises of three words. Kaschit and kartum and arhati. Kaschit and kartum, there are no sandhi related changes. They just come together. Kartum arhati, in that and a join to make the ma sound. So kartum marhati. The two individual words are kartum arhati. We will look at the word-to-word meaning. Avinashi. Vinasha means destruction. Vinashi means one who is destructible. Avinashi means one who is indestructible, who cannot be destroyed. Tu, indeed. Okay. Tad. Tad or tat, both are interchangeably used. That means the meaning is that. Generally, the word that is used to refer to Brahman or Atman. I should say. But Vidhi is an instruction from Krishna to know. He's asking Arjuna to get to know. Okay, that's an active instruction to actively know something. Vidhi. Okay, what does Arjuna have to know? Tat avinashi. Tat means that which is indestructible. So he wants Arjuna to know the Atman which is indestructible. Because generally all of us forget. We are not aware of our own Atman. We think the body is ourselves. So Krishna is trying to change the perception of Arjuna towards Atman. The next word is Yena. So what is this Atman? This is Yena means by which. It's a third vibhakti, third noun form of the word Yaha. That means by Yaha can be which or what. It can be used for both masculine gender and neutral gender. So in this case, because we are talking about tat, that. So yena, by which. By this tad. Sarvam idam. Sarvam means all. Idam means this. The word idam is generally used to denote all this creation. What we see in front of us is idam, this. Tat is that which we cannot see. It is not visible directly. Okay. So this, by which sarvam idam, all this creation, tatam, pervaded. So from every direction, in every direction, this Atman has pervaded all the things in this creation. Then Krishna goes on to say Vinasham. Vinasham means destruction. Avyayasya. Avyaya has multiple meanings. It starts from the root Vyaya. Vyaya means something which diminishes, decays, or becoming small, or wastes away. Avyaya means that which does not waste away. Okay. Avyaya means that which does not waste away, or does not decay, or does not diminish. The is here at the end, which is added, is the sixth noun form, or the sixth vibhakti of the word avyaya. Avyaya means of avyaya, of that which does not decay. Okay. The destruction of that which does not decay. Asya, of this, that is, this tat or the Atman. Na kaschit. Na means not. Kaschit means anyone. That means no one. Na kaschit means no one, or not anyone. Kartum. Kartu means to do. Okay, to do is kartum. Arhati means is capable. So no one is capable to do destruction of this one which does not undergo any diminishment, or it does not decay. That Atman cannot be killed by anyone is the short summary of this verse. We'll look at the summary itself of the entire verse. Krishna is telling Arjuna, know that one which is indestructible, by which all this creation is pervaded. None is capable to bring about destruction of that which does not decay. So even if Arjuna wanted, he cannot destroy the Atman of anyone in front of him. So this is the instruction from Krishna to Arjuna. Because he was worried about killing people. He said, you may kill the body, but not the Atman. We will read an excerpt of Swami. It's from Jnana Vahini. One of the Vahini Swami has written. Let's read. All bubbles are but the same water. So also all the multiplicity of name and form, all this created world, are but the same Brahman. This is the fixed conviction of the Jnani, nay, his genuine experience. As all rivers merge into the sea, so also all the desires of the Jivan Mukta, liberated even when alive, merge in his well-established state of prashanti, naturally cheerful and quiet state, free from modification. That is what is termed the Atma Sakshatkaram, the clear vision of the Atma. The Atma has no death, isn't it? It is not born, and thus, how can the Atma be acclaimed to possess the Shattvikaras? Sixfold modifications. Not possible. That is why Shrutis proclaim that Atma is Aja, birthless, Ajara, without old age, Amara, without death, and Avinashi, without decline or extinction. Therefore, Shadvikaras are for the evanescent body only, and not for the Atma. They are also known as Shadbhava Vikaras. They mean being born, existing, growing, changing, declining, and lastly, dying. Atma has no such modifications. It is Kutastha, changeless. It remains as Nisangi, one that is free from all associations, only witnessing all the changes caused by time and space, but unaffected by those transformations, like the water drop on the lotus leaf and like the oxygen in the air. This is from chapter 2 of Jnanavahini, where Swami is talking about this Atman, which does not undergo any changes nor can be destroyed. So we will look at the next verse. Antavanta ime deha nityasyoktah sharirinah anashino aprameyasya tasmad yudhyasva bharata. Antavanta ime deha nityasyoktah sharirinah anashino prameyasya tasmad yudhyasva bharata. Antavanta ime deha nityasyoktah sharirinah anashino aprameyasya tasmad yudhyasva bharata. In terms of pronunciation, antavanta ime deha nitisyokta sharirana, there are absolutely no aspirated consonants. Anashino prayameyasya also same. Tasmad yudhyasva, in that tasmad yudhya, this dhya in this compound letter dhya, the first part which is the is aspirated. So it's a fourth letter in the third class of consonants. So tasmad yudhyasva. The next word is bharata. Bha is also an aspirated consonant, so it has to be aspirated. We will look at the sandhi split related changes. Antavantaha is the first word. The visarga gets dropped because it's followed by ime, e. So antavantaha becomes antavanta. Ime dehaha. Ime, there are no changes. Dehaha means the visarga again gets dropped. Nityasyoktaha. That word nityasyoktaha is made of two words, nityasya and uktaha. In this, when these come together, ya and u join to make yo. Always a and u makes o. So ya and u will make yo. Okay, and the last word, sharirinaha, remains unchanged. The next word is anashino prameyasya. It's made of two words, anashinaha and aprameyasya. In this anashinaha, the visarga end at the end becomes u. So the na and u becomes no. So it becomes anashino. And the word aprameyasya, the a becomes silent. And it's denoted by this S like avagraha. So anashino prameyasya. The no becomes a little longer where the a is present. Okay. The next word tasmad yudhyasva is made of two words, tasmad and yudhyasva. Then there are no sandhi related changes, they're just coming together as one word. Bharata stands alone. Let us look at the word to word meaning. Antavantaha. Okay. Antavantaha. Anta means end. Antavat means that which is endowed with, that which has an end. Antavantaha is a plural of this word. So Antavan is the singular word. Antavantaha means plural. So these are all those things which have an end. Okay. What do these which have an end? Which are ime means these. So Krishna is pointing to all the bodies in front of Arjuna in the other side of the army, battle. Not only that side, even this side, on Pandava side also. All these are bodies Ime dehaha. Dehaha means one body. Dehaha means many bodies. Ime dehaha, these bodies are those with an end. That means they have an end date. Okay, they come to an end at some point in time. Okay, these bodies are all things which come to an end. Whereas Nityasya means of the nature of Nitya. Nitya means eternity, permanency. Nityasya means of the nature of that eternity. Okay. Again, Isya again is the sixth vibhakti or sixth noun form. Uktaha are said. Okay. What is said? Sharirinaha. Sharirin means one who is inside the body, who is the embodied, the one who dwells within the body. Okay, the Chidatma. Nityasya sharirinaha. So these bodies are all those things which have an end. They will come to an end. Whereas shariranaha is nitya. Of the sharirina, of the indweller, it is said, it is of the nature of eternity, of permanence. Anashinaha, it is of the nature of indestruction or indestructibility. So Anashinaha is also similar to Avinashi. Nasha is also destruction. Anasha means no destruction. Anashina means that nature. Again, it's the sixth vibhakti. Anashin is someone who is not destroyed, or that tendency which does not undergo any destruction. Anashina is the sixth vibhakti or sixth noun form, which means of this nature. So that is the shariran is of the nature of eternity, of the nature of indestructibility. And the next word is aprameyasya. Again, it is of the nature of aprameya. Prameya means that which can be measured. Aprameya means that which cannot be measured. So this Atman is Nitya, Anasha, and Aprameya. It is these three natures which Krishna is describing the Atman to have. Tasmad, therefore, Yudhyasva, again Krishna is instructing Arjuna to wage war. Bharata is the way Krishna is addressing Arjuna. Bharata means the son of Bharat. You can say son, the descendant of Bharata also, it can be said. There are many meanings Swami has given. Bharata means one who is attached to Bhagavan. It's also Bharata, Swami says. So Arjuna is being addressed by Arjuna is being addressed by Krishna as Bharata, saying, "Oh Bharata, fight, wage war." Why? Because the bodies are destructible, the Atma is indestructible. This distinction between what is Atma and what is Anatma. The entire Sankhya Yoga is about this distinction between what is Atma and what is not Atma. What is not Atma is all destructible, undergoes change, whereas Atma does not. When we do not understand this concept, we feel sad when people die or when people are going to die. So this lesson is for us to practice in our own life. How do we view death? How do we view other people? But this is only possible when we identify ourselves also as the Atman and not the body, and others also as Atmans, which are sparks of the divine and not the body. So this, to cultivate this ability and know the qualities or characteristics of Atman, this entire chapter is being dedicated by Sri Krishna. We look at a summary of this verse. These bodies are said to be once endowed with an end. The indweller of the body is of the nature of eternity, of the nature of indestructibility, and of the nature of immeasurability. Therefore, wage war, O son of Bharat. I have a few excerpts. Let's go through them. Arjuna, Brahman is referred to as the imperishable Akshara. That is the highest para. Akshara means without destruction or indestructible. Brahman comes from a root that means big, vast, etc. How vast, you may ask? Vaster than whatever you call vast is the answer. The word Akshara has another meaning: omnipresent, immanent, everywhere. Brahman is not mere Akshara, as you will have noticed. It is the highest Akshara. What does that mean? It is the type of Akshara that is beyond the reach of time and space and knowability. It cannot be known by any or all the categories. It never declines or ends. It is the highest, indestructible, indescribable. The goal of humanity is to attain that Brahman, indestructible, Akshara, and Brahman signify the same goal. They indicate the with qualities, that is Saguna aspect, and the without qualities, Nirguna aspect of the same truth. For Akshara means also the letter Om, which is the symbol of Brahman. That is why it is called the yoga of the indestructible highest Brahman. Brahman has two adjectives: highest, para, and indestructible, akshara. Akshara indicates the Om, Pranava, as well as delusion, Maya. Delusion is also subsumed by Om. These two are attributeful, qualified Brahman. Qualified Brahman, however, is attributeless, without qualities and pure in its own right. He who understands this attains me. Now, for the second point, it is Brahman that dwells in everybody in the form of I. In fact, everybody hangs around this entity called I. In the body, each part and organ in the organization performs one chief task. Each sense contacts and informs about one particular set of impressions from the outer world. But though related to the senses, there is an I shining in the body, above and behind all of them. If that relationship is broken, everything becomes inert material. This excerpt is from a later chapter in the Gita Vahini, which covers the chapter called Akshara Para Brahma. Okay, and so there are many chapters which describe various points mentioned in the second chapter in greater detail. So this is Swami's writing about that Akshara Para Brahman, which is again, which we have described, indestructible, aprameya, indescribable, immeasurable, and nityasa, which is permanent and eternal. We'll continue. When the eye power flows through the senses, they are able to carry on their allotted tasks. That power is spirit. It cannot be known without great effort. Use the sharpest discrimination and you know it to some small extent. Brahman is that, tat, entity. The individual soul is this, though, tvam entity. To make the matter clearer to you, take these two as appearance and character, form and substance. Brahman is the form, the individual soul is the substance, said Krishna. Let us dwell on this matter a little. The scriptures describe Brahman as the existence, knowledge, and bliss. Sat, Chit, Ananda. Right? This is a way of denoting it in the Vedantic vocabulary. It is also described as Asti, Bhati, Priya. Are they the same or do they have different meanings? Sat means that which persists in the past, present, and future. The same meaning is conveyed by Asti. Chit means that which is conscious of everything. The same meaning is conveyed by Bhati. Ananda means unending source of joy, and so does Priyam. These three are found in every human being, in every beast and bird. Take the first of this, existence, Sat, and this will become clearer. The body is subject to destruction sooner or later. Everyone is aware of this. No one is ignorant of this elementary fact. Nevertheless, everyone is apprehensive of death. No one welcomes death or is eager to meet it. Death is inevitable. You have to meet it, even though you do not welcome it or you try to avoid it. All that is born has to die someday. Still, no one likes to die. What is the key to this paradox? Note this. What does not welcome death? What meets with death? What leaves and what remains? The answer is the body dies, the body falls. What doesn't die is the Atma. But you delude yourself into thinking that it is the Atma or you that dies. The Atma has nothing to do with death or birth. The body experiences death. The Atma, which is eternal, true, and pure, Nitya, Satya, Nirmala, does not die. You are the Atma, which does not like to die. That is to say, you are the eternal, your nature is eternal. The Atma is the child of immortality, not the body. The Atma is the eternal, not the body. You are the eternal Sat, the Atma, the entity that has no death. It is this Atma that is in every casement. So every being feels the force of that eternal in the form of eternal unchanging existence. This is clear and unmistakable. So as you can see in this chapter, chapter 14 of Gita Vayani, Swami is talking about the Akshara Para Brahma Yoga. And there, what is this Atman, indestructible Atman, is mentioned in greater detail. But in the verse which we saw just now, the same concept is described by Sri Krishna. We will look at the next verse. Ya enam vetti hantaram yaschainam manyate hatam. Ubhau tau na vijanito nayam hanti na hanyate. Ya enam vetti hantaram yaschainam manyate hatam. Ubhau tau na vijanito nayam hanti na hanyate. Ya enam vetti hantaram yaschainam manyate hatam. Ubhau tau na vijanito nayam hanti na hanyate. Let us look at the pronunciation aspects. Na ya enam vetti hantaram yaschainam manyate hatam. None of the letters here are aspirated, so it should be easier and simpler to practice if you repeat it a few times. In the next line, the word ubhau, in that the bhau consists of the bha, which is the fourth letter in the pa class of consonants. It has to be aspirated. Ubhau. The rest of the letters in that line are not aspirated. Tau na vijanito nayam hanti na hanyate. Let us look at the sandhi split. Ya enam. Yaha enam. The yaha Visarga gets dropped because it's followed by A, another vowel. So yaha enam becomes ya enam. Veti hantaram, no changes, individual words. The next word is yas chainam. It's made of three words, yaha, cha, and enam. Yaha and cha, when they come together, the visarga becomes ish. So it becomes yas cha. Okay, yas cha. And the cha plus enam becomes chainam. The a and a always gives rise to the letter I. Okay, cha enam becomes China. Cha enam becomes China. Yaha plus cha becomes yes cha. When all these are put together, it's yes China. That's how you get yes China. Manyate and hatam are individual words, no sandhi related changes. In the next line, ubhau, tau, na, no change due to sandhi. The word vijanitaha, the visarga at the end, becomes u, and the ta and u becomes to. Okay, vijanito. Na plus ayam are the next two words which join to make nayam. That is, na plus a becomes a longer na. Okay, nayam. Hanti na hanyate. There are no sandhi related changes. Now we will look at the word to word meaning. Yaha. Yaha means who, the one who. Enam. Okay. Enam means this. What is this? The Atman. Veti. Here I've used the word meaning as perceives. Okay. Who perceives this Atman as Hantaram? Hantara means one who kills. Whoever perceives that Atman as a killer. Okay. That's the first category. Yahacha, who also, Yaha means who, Cha means also, who also, Enam, again this, Manyate means thinks. Hatam, one who is killed. So there are two people mentioned. One is one who thinks the Atma kills. The one who thinks Atma is killed. Okay. Two types of thinking, two types of perception. Ubhau, tau. Ubhau means two or both. Tau is the word which denotes two things. Taha, tau, te. Taha is singular. Tau is dual. In Sanskrit, there are three numbers, in terms of numbers, singular, dual, and plural are all nouns. And even the verbs are addressing three kinds of number structure in people. So, ubhau denotes both. So, tau is used as those. Okay, taha means that, but tat is also that. Taha means actually masculine, so that means he. In this, here we can take the meaning as he. Okay, those two. Okay, both of those. That is, who are these two people? One person who thinks the Atma is killing. The other person is someone who thinks Atma is killed. So these two, both of those, na vijanitaha. Vijanitaha means one person who knows. Na vijanitaha means one who does not know. So that those two people do not know. Again, vijanitaha is a verb. Vijanati, neat. So that means the ti is singular. Vijanitaha means they do not know. Okay, do not know. Two people do not know. So when tau comes, vijanitaha is used. Na ayam, not this. Okay, that is this. What is this again? Again, Atman. This Atman, Hanti. Okay. So basically, what it means is this Atman does not kill. Okay. This Atman does not kill. Na hanyate. This Atman, I am na hanyate. It is not killed also. So, so the people who do not know that Atman does not kill, Atman cannot be killed, are people who think Atma is the one which kills, Atma is the one which is killed. So that's the way Krishna is explained to Arjuna. So let's look at the summary. Who perceives this Atman as the one who kills, and who thinks this as the one who is killed? Both of those do not know that this Atman kills not and is not killed. Okay, so anyone who is ignorant will think that Atma is killed or Atma kills. Now we will read an excerpt from Swami. Arjuna, you are a man among men, so you have no need of this paltry victory over worldly enemies. You deserve the bliss of immortality. Thus saying, Krishna began telling him of the science of Atma and non-Atma, the discipline by which one can discriminate between the two. The self-knower, the Atmajnani, is not bound by the results of action, karma. Only those who indulge in action without awareness of the Atma, the real self, get bound. Like the person who has learned swimming, the wise person can safely wade into the sea of worldly activity. If you do not know how to swim and still enter the sea, the waters will swallow you up, and death is sure. This explains why Krishna taught Arjuna the key science of self-knowledge. Atma neither kills nor dies. Those who believe that it kills or dies are unaware of its nature. The Atma of Arjuna does not kill. The Atma of Bhishma or Drona does not die. Atma of Krishna does not prompt. These are just phases of the cause-consequence duality. The Atma cannot be the cause or consequence of any action. It is changeless. So this is from chapter 4 of Gita Vahini, where Swami is explaining this verse in this paragraph. We will look at the next verse. I think there may be some question, if Atma does not, then how the body acts? This is the question everyone has. Swami always gives the explanation of current, electricity, and a bulb or an electric appliance. The electricity or the current does not make the bulb, it does not do any active work. The electricity is present. You put the bulb turns on. You plug a fan into a socket, the fan functions. Because of the presence of the electricity, the fan functions. Electricity does not think, okay, now I have to make the fan go round and round. No. So the Atman is like that. Just its mere presence make bodies function, mind function. So it does not actively engage in action, but its presence is a catalyst for action. Okay. But the individual thing cannot function without the source. The fan cannot function by itself without the presence of the electricity or current. So that is the relationship between Atman and Anatman, which is what is described in all these words. It's contrasted, they are being contrasted by Sri Krishna, and Swami is explaining that contrast. We'll read the next verse, the 20th verse. Na jayate mriyate va kadachinnayam bhutva bhavita na bhuyah. Ajo nityah shashvatoyam purano na hanyate hanyamane sharire. Na jayate mriyate va kadachinnayam bhutva bhavita na bhuyah. Ajo Nitya Shashvatoyam Purano na hanyate hanyamane sharire. न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचिन्नायं भूत्वा भविता न भूयः अजो नित्यः शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने sharire. Let us look at pronunciation aspects here. Na jayate mriyate va kadachinnayam. No aspirated consonants. Bhutva. In the bhutva, the bhu is aspirated. Bhavita, bha is aspirated in the bhavita. Na bhuyaha, again, bhu is aspirated. Okay. With extra air and emphasis is bhutva, bhavita, na bhuyaha. न अजो नित्य शाश्वतोयम न पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. There are no aspirated consonant in the second line. So you can practice it and a few times and you should be able to chant it without any issues. We will look at the sandhi split. Na jayate mriyate va. There are no sandhi related changes. Kadachinnayam is made of three words. Kadachit, na and ayam. Kadachit and na becomes katachinna. The it becomes in when it's followed by na, so it becomes kadachinna. Okay. Na plus ayam becomes nayam. Na plus a becomes na. Okay. Kadachinnayam is made from kadachit na ayam. The next one, bhutva bhavita, just brought together. Bhutva bhavita is actually bhutva abhavita. Okay. If you split it, actually it's bhutva and abhavita. The va and a becomes again va. Okay. And a actually subsumed in the initial va, which itself by itself is a long one. So bhutva abhavita. Na bhuyaha. Ajaha nityaha, in that the ajaha, visarga in the ajaha, visarga becomes u and so ja becomes jo. So that's how you get ajo. Nityaha remains as is. You can also, the visarga can become an ish. But there are no real changes. Nitya Shashvataha. Shashvataha ayam. Shashvatoyam is made of Shashvataha and ayam. Shashvataha is the visarga in the Shashvataha again become u, and such it becomes Shashvato. Okay. And the ayam, in the word ayam, the a becomes silent with an avagraha here. So Shashvataha ayam becomes Shashvatoyam. Okay. In the word Puranaha, again, the visarga becomes u and it becomes Purano. So Purana becomes Purano. Na hanyate hanyamane sharire. No sandhi related changes. We will look at the word meaning. Na jayate. Na means not. Jayate is born. So it is not born. Again, we are talking about Atman. The Atman is not born. Ajaha is the word which is used. So Krishna is re-emphasizing. Na jayate. It is not born. Mriyate va. Mriyate dies. Mriya is to die. Va means or. So it does not, it's not born. It does not die. Okay, that's the Atman. Kadachit, at any time. Okay, at any time. Na means not. Okay. At any time, it does not. What does it not? Ayam, that is this Atman. Bhutva. Bhutva means, Bhuta is past. Bhutva means having been, having existed. Abhavita. Abhavita means that does not exist. So at no time, this is ceases to exist. abhavita, having existed. So it's not as if Atma was living and then suddenly it's vanished. It is not so at any point in time. Na bhuyaha. So at kadachit, na bhuyaha. So it is at no point in time it will not exist. So Atma, it's not that it will exist and it will die and then it will exist again. No. It existed and it is existing and it will also exist in the future. So there's no time when it does not exist. There's no time when it existed and ceased to exist. Okay. Then Krishna says, Ajaha, one who is not born. Nityaha, one who is permanent. Shashvataha is everlasting, eternal. They all, so more or less, mean same thing, meanings, different adjectives, re-emphasizing the indestructible nature of the Atman, or permanent nature of the Atman. Ayam, that is this Atman, is Puranaha, it's ancient. Okay. Na hanyate, it is not killed. Hanyamane sharire, in the Hanyamane sharire means sharira is body, sharire means in the body. Hanyamane, this body is Hanyamana, that means it is capable of being killed, which is killed. This Atman, which is not killed, is in a body which is killed. So again, the contrast between Atman and Anatman. Atma is that which does, it's not killed, it is living in a body which is killed. Anyamane Sharire. If you will look at the meaning, this Atman is neither born nor dies. There's no time when it had ceased to exist, having existed, nor not exist in the future. There's no time when it does not exist in the future. It is unborn, permanent, I think I should correct it, and eternal. It's unborn, permanent, and eternal. Atman is never killed, though it is in a body that can be killed, or that is killed. Okay, that's the contrast. You are in a body which is going through changes, but Atman doesn't change. The body dies, the Atman doesn't die. The body is born, the Atman is not born. So that distinction Krishna is trying to make for Arjuna's sake. There are a couple of excerpts, we will read them. This is again from chapter 4 of Gita Vahini. There are 6 forms of modulation or modification. Shad Vikaras, we have read earlier on also. Originating, existing, growing, altering, changing, declining, and getting destroyed. These are the 6 transformations. Origination or birth is when it was not and later is. Termination or death is when it is and becomes is not. Birth happens to organic beings, not inorganic things. But the Atma has no organs. It is without parts. The Atma is not born. So how can it die? Whom does it kill? It is unborn and eternal. I have another longer excerpt. It is from a discourse Swami gave during one Shivaratri. Let's read. Nachiketa, son of Vajashravas, prayed to Lord Yama to teach him Atma Vidya. It is one of the Upanishads, stories from one of the Upanishads, where Nachiketa, son of Vajashravas, prayed to Lord Yama to teach him Atma Vidya. Then Lord Yama said, O the son of immortality, listen. First establish your link with the soul from which you have come into the world. He also advised Nachiketa that since the body was perishable like a water bubble, and the mind was fickle and unstable, he should transcend both and realize the fundamental truth. Nachiketa, you need not search for Lord Ishvara, for he is very much present in you, said Lord Yama. Dear students and devotees, you have to understand the true significance and philosophy underlying the festival of Shivaratri. First, realize that you are not the physical body, which is perishable and impermanent. And just to give you some background on the story for those who may not be familiar, it's in the Kathopanishad, one of the Upanishads. If you want to read, you can read the Upanishad of Vahini Swami has spoken about it in detail also, where sage Vachesravas was performing a yajna, where he was giving as gift cows which are old and are not of any use. So the son Nachiketa was a bit pained seeing this. He thinks the father should, donate, give as dhanam, something which is of valuable. So he's thinking that father should give him because he is a bit useful as a young kid. So he asks the father, who are you going to give me? Who are you going to donate me to? The father was a bit upset by this question, so he tells, I will give you to Yama, god of death. So the story is Nachiketas goes in search of Lord Yama and waits for him to come, and he waits for 3 days, and Lord Yama appears in front of him and was pleased with Nachiketa and asked him for 3 boons. Asked him to ask 3 boons, and he would grant. And one of the boons which he asked is this Atma Vidya, knowledge of Atman. And so that's where Lord Yama is teaching him. So the entire philosophy is described in Kathopanishad. Those who are interested can read it. You have to look at this objective world with Jnana Chakshu, the eyes of wisdom, not with Charma Chakshu, physical eyes. The animals, insects, birds, and bees look at this world with their physical eyes. If you also look at this objective world with physical eyes, then what is the difference between you and the other living beings? If you remain at an animal level, then how can you realize your true nature? You have to comprehend the transcendental reality, which is beyond the body and the mind. This is possible only with the help of Jnana Chakshu, the eyes of wisdom. The body is like a water bubble. It will disappear one day or the other. Then the question arises as to what is the Atma? The Atma is formless, infinite, indescribable, and immeasurable. Nirgunam, Niranjanam, Sanatanam, Niketanam, Nitya, Shuddha, Buddha, Mukta, Nirmala, Swarupinam. Atma is attributeless, pure, the final abode, the eternal, unsullied, enlightened, free, and embodiment of sacredness. Such an Atma Tattvam is immanent in every individual, nay, in every being in the form of consciousness. Your life as a human being will acquire a meaning and purpose only when you realize the consciousness. Inquiries relating to worldly matters are meaningless and an exercise in futility. You are not the body that has birth, growth, decay, and death ultimately. Therefore, Lord Yama exhorted Nachiketa to realize the Atma Tattvam that has no birth and death. It's the eternal witness of everything in the universe. You have therefore to realize the Atma Tattva. Thus told Lord Yama to Nachiketa. The Atma is eternal without birth or death. It has no beginning, middle, or end. It is omnipresent and eternal witness. Look, several electric bulbs shining here. Though the bulbs are of different sizes, colors, and capacity, the electrical energy manifesting as light through them is one and the same. Similarly, the same divine power is present in every living being and makes it function. That is Atma Tattva. I often refer to the terms Satya, truth, Dharma, righteous conduct, Shanti, peace, Prema, love. Satya is the electricity. Dharma is the wire through which the electric current passes. Shanti is the bulb and Prema is the light. If you want to attain Atmanandam, Atmic bliss, you have to follow Satya and Dharma. That is why the ancient culture of Bharat laid great emphasis on Satyam Vada, speak truth. Dharmam Chara, practice righteousness. In contrast to this noble principle, what is happening today? Satyam Vada, truth is being killed. And Dharmam Chara, righteous conduct is being imprisoned. No, this is not humanness. Speak truth and observe righteousness. Lord Yama told Nachiketa, this human body, which is like a water bubble, is bound to burst one day or the other. Therefore, realize that Atma Tattvam, which is real and eternal. You can recognize the Atma Tattvam not by your charma chakshu, physical eyes, but by jnana chakshu, eyes of wisdom. Then the question arises as to what is jnana, wisdom? Is it physical knowledge or secular knowledge or knowledge relating to the nature, objects of nature? No, none of this. I'll just pause just to point out something. In the words, here, Satyam Vada, the only change which has taken place between the original Satyam Vada and the aspiration of the last letter. The Vada means to speak. Vada, where the becomes aspirated, it means to kill. Okay. The next line also, Dharmam Chara, means to walk the path of Dharma. When the cha becomes aspirated, cha, so that gives a completely different meaning. Dharma Chara means imprison the Dharma. Okay. That's what Swami is trying to demonstrate here through how when we emphasize certain wrong things, it becomes wrong. So I'll continue with the excerpt. Experiencing the principle of non-dualism is true wisdom. Advaita darshanam jnanam. Again, I will repeat. Experiencing the principle of non-dualism is true wisdom. Advaita darshanam jnanam. Atma transcends the name and form. Lord Yama, therefore, exhorted Nachiketa to attain Atma Jnanam. Today, people are going mad in search of spiritual knowledge. They adopt umpteen number of practices and bodily postures and call it spiritual sadhana. But none of this can help to attain Atma Jnana. What is most important is prema, love, which is the undercurrent of all forms of spiritual sadhana. Realizing the perishable nature of this deha, body, one has to realize the indweller, dehi, who is none other than the eternal Atma. The body is made up of 5 elements and is bound to perish sooner or later. But the indweller has neither birth nor death. The indweller has no attachment whatsoever and is the eternal witness. Truly speaking, the indweller who is in the form of the Atma is verily God himself. The true and eternal Atma Tattvam is immanent in one's own body. It can be realized only by the Jnana Netram, the eyes of wisdom. You have to gradually give up Deha Abhimana, attachment to the body, and cultivate Atma Abhimana, love for the Atma. You think you are the body and develop attachment to it. So long as the process of inhalation and exhalation continues, in the body, you consider it as yours. Once the process comes to a halt, you will not know what is happening around. The human body, though of perishable nature, teaches one great lesson, namely Soham. You are nothing but the eternal Atma Tattva. When you inhale, you breathe. You make the sound so. While exhaling, you make the sound hum. The inhaling process represents life and exhaling represents death. If you wish to overcome life and death, one moment is enough. You have to give up body attachment, which I am demonstrating right before you day in and day out. This body which I have taken upon myself is undergoing several types of suffering. Just as you suffer from physical ailments, this body also suffers. But I do not attach importance to this suffering. Several students and devotees have expressed anxiety and concern that I might undergo a lot of suffering while the lingam emerges from my body. No doubt your apprehensions are true, but I do not feel any suffering. In fact, it is only when I identify myself with the body I undergo pain. Since I am not the body, I do not suffer any pain. So this discourse Swami gave on the 19th of February 2004 during Shivaratri, where Swami has explained this concept of Atma which does not die, which is not born, and so on. So that's why I took this excerpt. It's also an opportunity for us to learn something about the Upanishad, Kathopanishad. So I will stop this. This is what I have prepared so far today. I will end the session with this. If there are questions, please ask, and if I'm able to answer today, I will answer. Otherwise, I shall answer at the next opportunity. Sai Ram, everyone.